Morning, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Me having my little furry friend here is not a ploy to get more views, although I would appreciate that. He just likes to knock things over when I get up, and I get a text from my wife saying he's knocking stuff over and waking her up at 4:30 a.m. So he's gonna be with me today. Hopefully, he'll get bored at some point and go off and do something in the garage. But for right now, he just always likes to sit on my lap and try to climb on my computers because they're warm, and hopefully not bite any cords. His name is Strider. I got to name him because I didn't want a cat, but my wife did. So this is Strider, also referred to as Mr. Whiskers or just the cat, which he also answers to. So he's a nice boy. Anyway, just thought I'd get that out of the way. I did an experiment the other day of see, like he wants my just put it. He was in the shot, so I just tagged cat and put it in the video. It didn't do it exceptionally well. I mean, it did okay for my videos, but you know, just making sure that I have volume here. All right, so we are more than halfway through Metroid Prime 2, and I'm hoping to actually finish it before Christmas. I am trying to. I did upload the 3D texture packs again, so I am trying that. I want to make sure my volume is. My audio for the game is actually coming through okay. If not, let's see. I guess you can't really hear it. Maybe I'll turn it up a bit. If you guys actually want to hear Prime Hack. Yeah, the game was running pretty well without the HD textures. So I decided to just do that for a while. But you'll notice that, well, maybe you don't know. You can't really see the FPS counter, but I can see it. And whenever I start moving, the FPS drops to around in mid 40s. So we'll see. If the game gets too asset heavy, we might have to reload and turn off the HD textures. Just too much of a strain on the system. Yeah, I might actually just do it now. Don't want to risk it. Also, no one's really watching at the moment, so it's a good time to switch it over. All right. Let's reboot Prime Hack. First, go into the properties, graphics, advanced, no custom textures. All right. Yeah, there's the fuzziness. Chat is up for everything. I'm streaming to Kick, Twitch, X, and YouTube. So if you're here, say hello. It's nice. I like to see it. I like to know people are out there. Okay, got my hint system. All right, that's doing a lot better. Right, what are you doing? Yeah, frame rate's still dropping a little bit. I wonder if this is just an asset-heavy part of the game. I don't know. We'll see. Gotta remember to sit closer to the mic. It's really hard to do anything with Mr. Whiskers here. Now, I know that there's some stuff I could probably get in here, but I know I'm going to have to come back, so I'm going to go back to the Torvus Bog and get the last item I need. Well, not the last item, but the power bomb. Yes, there you go. Go and do something else, Strider. What's blept? Nice to see you. New game plus IP. So afraid I scared you off yesterday with my abysmal gameplay. Is the audio not coming through, or is something? Something wrong with the stream? Looks okay from here. On December 27th. I'm sorry. Yeah. She just shows up to just say hello. I think she's a great... She's not as menacing a villain as Ravenbeak. But she's okay. She's okay. She's an okay villain, I'll say. She just needed more gravitas. Ravenbeak had gravitas. Boost. Oh, okay, that's right. I remember this. This is pretty cool. Sad news. Bobby LaFever. Thank you for the chat. Good to see you. What is... I'm really sorry right now. It's early and I'm not on the top of my game. Remind me what SMG4 is. And what the sad news on December 27th is. Audio is a little crackly for Prime Hack right now, but the gameplay is smooth, so we're gonna keep going with it. Sorry, give me a second. I am trying to be better at what I do comment on. So I started a folder in in my on my Twitch account, or sorry, on my on my X account, so I can keep track of trending things that everyone's talking about. Super Mario Guardian 4, if only you react. Super Mario Guardian 4. I have not heard about that. Super Mario Guardian 4. This warrants a lookup. Super Mario Guardian. Isn't specific? It's likely referred to Super Mario Advance. What? Oh, it's not an official thing. Yeah, I'm not too familiar on this stuff, so I'll have to look it up. Sorry. I call it Twitter. Yeah, I know. I still call it Twitter sometimes. Although I didn't really join it until... I had a Twitter account for a long time, but didn't really use it until I started trying to get into the social media space. It seemed like the easiest to kind of get a hold of. You know, just write one thing. I didn't scan this guy yet. Get my lore. Alright, gotta get to the Torvus Bog. Sanctuary Fortress. Hagon Wastes. Torvus Bog. Okay, where are we? Can't go through there. Alright, I think I gotta go up to the temple. And then over yonder. Morning, Eamon. Good to see you again. Missed you, man. Making our way through. Alright, let me just give a quick scan to my bookmarks. So I really got to write these down beforehand, but I feel like every day someone posts a variant of that on X. A variant of that post that's like, what's a gaming opinion that has you like this? And then people share their gaming hot takes, and some of them aren't really hot takes. I'm guilty of not of sharing an opinion that's not really a hot take. But one that I found interesting was one poster shared about how video games are, you know, not being taken seriously because of, you know, she made this really long post about how they're too consumer based, or like the AAA game studios are only, basically it's partly to blame for the AAA studios, and it's also partly to blame for the player base as to like throwing their money at things just because they're gimmicky or whatever. And That room has a hidden compartment. Thank you. You know so much about this game, man. Thank you. I think I got it already. Yes, I did. Okay. I'm not completely a noob. Hot takes are what make the internet world go round, Tim. You should know this. You had a hot take once. Um, Man, I was a teacher, and we had a ton of acronyms in the teacher world. Like hundreds and hundreds of acronyms that we had for everything. But I'm all these gaming acronyms I'm blanking on right now. GFS TRY TWTYR. I'm assuming that's a gaming event. You counted all the corpses in the temple grounds and could only find the ship. Yes, the ship only has 22 seats. Yes. Yes, that one. Yeah, aim in that one. That's the exact one I'm referring to. It's funny because like I feel like on every single issue. I mean, this is internet 101, but there's you could post a picture of a ham sandwich and that's it, and people will start arguing about it. Uh, but there's really no. The internet has united people in a lot of ways and has divided people in a lot of ways, and like even with gaming too, there are some people who don't want gaming to be or don't think it should be like a critical form of art. Um, that it should simply just be for fun. And honestly, even if you hold that view, my position is it's too late. It's too late. It's such a prominent medium in our culture now that it has to move forward. Otherwise, it'll always be stuck in the limbo where it is right now, where people either view it as just a plaything for kids or not. And movies and video games. I mean, movies and books have always been there. So why not video games? I don't know. Do I need to fight these guys? Let's see. Torvis bug. Okay, glad I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't think I need to fight these guys, so I'm gonna go. Ow. I might not want to fight them, but they want to fight me for sure. Oh, wow, jeez. Okay, fine. Come on. Controls. Alright, let's get out of here. Gonna need the screw attack for that. I mean, despite my high FPS, I'm still getting some choppy visuals. Hang on, I'll catch up with the chat in a second once I get to the elevator. Post, I like waffles, and people start accusing you of hating pancakes. Yeah, exactly. That's the classic one. Oh, interesting. Do you speedrun this game? New Game Plus ID? Or do you just... have you just played it a lot and absorbed facts about... watch a lot of Did You Know Gaming? Alright, we're back in the bog. Played to death, yeah. I probably know... I mean, I don't know if comparatively I know as much as you do about Prime 1, but Prime 1 is probably my forte here. Oh man, why is things slowing down? Is my computer doing something that it shouldn't be doing? Alright, we gotta get all the way over here and go down. For those of you who've played Prime 4, without doing any spoilers, what are some thoughts on it? Because mostly I'm seeing like it's to the hardcore players, or at least the harder core Metroid fans, that it feels like what people are saying, if I had to put put it simply, that it's a Metroid game in name only, in that it lost a lot of its Metroid-y soul, in a sense. And like another post that I saved for bringing it up was that someone was saying that the reason for that is because like a lot of the people, the game looks like a Metroid game, it sounds like a Metroid game, but when it comes to gameplay and story, like the people who worked on Prime 1, 2, and 3 are not the same people. Like those people have left. And the whole post was about how like when older developers, the old guard of developers leave, you lose that knowledge base. And they specifically brought up, referenced Nintendo. Nintendo has developers who have been working on some games since the IP's inception. And so that's why like Mario games, while they're different, always kind of feel, for the most part, like a Mario game. And the claim is that Prime 4 doesn't actually feel like a Prime game. But I am curious. Feel free to post where the E-Tank is, New Game Plus ID. I can't guarantee I'll see the chat before you place it, before I move on. But I don't know, I'm pretty confident that I can just come across them as I do. I don't know if I'm going to go on a big collect-a-thon on stream. I might, if I have time, maybe I will, I don't know. This is my only real time to play video games, so maybe before the last boss I'll hop back through the map and collect a bunch of stuff. We'll see. Okay, I need to go right down there. It was in that morph ball passage that I just passed. All right. Maybe we'll go back and give it a look-see just because it's so close. Yeah, the Skywalker saga. It all comes back to Star Wars. Man, Star Wars, what happened to the Star Wars IP is such a... It was like a I'm sure that that kind of stuff was happening for a while in a lot of mediums, but that one was the first one that I think really brought it to the mainstream. Oh, did I pass the morph ball passage? Is it? Oh, yeah, this one. You're right. Yeah. I have noticed it. I just haven't taken the time to figure it out because, you know, stream. But I think, can I get it now? What do I need to... He is like, yeah, he is like a strategy guide. Oh, do I have to drop from above? Is that it? Yeah. Strategy guides made games more fun. After a while, I mean, I feel like as I got older, but I I feel like in the old days, strategy guides were like sometimes next to useless. Um, Tim, remember we had that GoldenEye strategy guide that didn't really help us at all to beat some of the levels? Haha. But yeah, as I got older and more, I don't know, not competitive with my gameplay, but wanted to actually beat the game, I was like, no, I'm gonna do this myself. That's probably why I didn't think that the Metroid hint system was in the original games, because I always turned it off. I'm like, I don't need this, and I didn't, but now I do because I'm older. I had this fear when I was trying to get S++ on all the levels in Ninja Gaiden Ragebound that I like wasn't going to physically be able to do it because I'm like almost 40. And I know maybe at some point my reaction time is going to get so slow that I can't play those games anymore because I'm planning on gaming well into my twilight years. But it'll be sad when that day happens. I hope my mind is at least sharp. It's the kind of stuff you think about as you get older. Alright, here we go. There's a portal. Food for fishy. That's a KOTOR reference, if anybody remembers. Did I walk by it? No. Okay, there we go. Old hands. That's what I'm afraid of. It's probably an update for the Prime hack. That's why the water probably looks so clear. There are some enhancements that they put in that I did keep. I had to play around with it a lot. This game crashed a lot when I first started playing it and streaming it, just because emulators are they're really cool, but they're also really inefficient when it comes to actually running games in general, which is why the Prime the PC port of Ocarina of Time is such like a, you know, decompiling older games and actually making them run on C# rather than whatever convoluted language Nintendo was using is pretty important. Alright, hang on. I need to get to that morph ball. Why can't I get to the main area? Is that... Oh, I just stopped going too soon, that's why. Unless this is also... Yeah, this is also a power bomb area. Oh, I think I need to go down more. I wasn't supposed to go in the portal just yet. Apologies, everyone. But I remember reading another post where some old developer at older developer for some I think it was Blizzard, was someone asked the question like, why can't they make a game like this and this again, and they listed off a bunch of opinions on it, and he responded, because they can't. Like, all the people that worked on the old, like the very first version of World of Warcraft or the very first version of StarCraft 1 and 2, they're gone. And there's like a loss of skill that in development that's not there anymore. You know, I'm a humble application developer for a company. I don't build video games. I build systems for businesses, and you know, I could totally see, like, some of the senior devs on my team are brilliant, you know, but if they were to all of a sudden leave, I could totally see how, unless they pass on their knowledge somehow, or unless you maintain professional development and things like that, that games over time could degrade if you push out the old guard. Because there's a lot of, like, a big complaint that you see a lot in AAA gaming is that a lot of games aren't optimized anymore. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, Wuthering Waves is, what, 100 gigabytes to download? And I'm sure, like, GTA 6 is going to be huge. And a lot of people think, like, yeah, that's just natural for the size of the game. But I do wonder, you know, how much optimization actually goes down in these companies to get the game to actually run on, you know, systems of the past. I think I saw one dev say that they used to have a rule when they developed their PC games that the system had to run on hardware that was made a year ago, and everything costs less than $1,000, which I think is, you know, a good rule. Okay. Target can generate and fire high-yield explosives at will. Only massive kinetic damage will damage this enemy. Only massive kinetic damage will damage this enemy. It's a bit redundant there. Maybe change the wording there. Alright, so I gotta... Oh, that's why. I remember now. Another puzzle boss, like the spider ball guy. Alright, here we go. Oops. Should probably have given you another... Ugh, okay, I gotta hold a direction. A few more areas to practice this before throwing you you know, in a boss battle, but, you know, whatever. Oh, God. Okay. Oops. Oh my gosh, seriously? Why is it... Why did it... Oh, gosh. Oh, I have to use a bomb, that's why. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, there we go. I'll just go up there and... Yeah, exactly. I'd be dead already. Oh, seriously? Okay. And at least they give you enemies here that I can go down and kill if I need to. But they are a little annoying. I think it tried to lead me. That's... Oh my gosh, that thing's such range. Okay. Yeah, RAM prices, that's something I didn't expect, and also I was kind of worried about that, but that's a good point that oh, seriously? Okay. That's ridiculous. That's a good point. It'll force game studios and developers to really have to optimize their games. If they can't get RAM, or you know, the cool new thing is not the most powerful system, which is why, you know, maybe Nintendo was right all along. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, go! Oh my goodness, seriously. This thing sucks. Oh my god. Well, they actually like programmed in it being able to like lead you. Like I have to like actually dodge it. Like it knows I want to go that way. What kind of sick twisted game is this? Wow. I gotta bait it. Yeah, I know. Okay, well at least the power bombs seem to also... Look at that. The power bombs also knock out the other things too. Oh god. Yeah, okay. I do not remember this being this difficult. There you go, you stupid. Oh man. There's a retro achievement. Oh, hey, Neo. How's it going, man? I will definitely not meet that mark of beating it in under 90 seconds. I found you on Kick Nerdy Neo and gave you a follow. I didn't tune in last night. I had a little bit of time, but you were playing Prime 4 and I want to experience it for myself. It knew what I was doing. Go, go, go. What am I doing? I love the vaporizing effect here. All right, one more. Let's end this nonsense. Wow. God. Alright, I gotta be patient and lead it, like you said. Okay. Oh, come on. I'm like frustrated, but I'm honestly a little impressed. Maybe I'm just bad at games now. God. Man, that thing has a range. Ah, that was totally my fault. I mean, all of this is my fault. If I'm being honest, this is all my fault. I don't know if I can fault the game for this. Maybe if I go this way, it'll be easier. Oh, look at that. You see that? It was like... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if I'm being wholly honest, this is... Oh, look at that. It knew where I was going. Oh, gosh. Come on. All right. That took way longer than it should. I didn't watch his one on New Druids, but I did watch the one on Warframe, on why Warframe is the best and worst MMORPG out there. All right, hang on. Let me see what you guys are saying over here. Oh yeah, the Powerbomb Guardians does 10 damage. Yeah, that's kind. The Ing aren't too intimidating. I mean, they have a cool design, and they're definitely like the Shadow Beast from Twilight Princess. It's a banger. Gotta bait it. Okay. As Nerdy Neo says, as to what you're saying, I think 4 absolutely does feel like a Prime game. That's good to hear. Just a very different Prime game. Yeah. Okay. Good. Like I'm. This is just what I'm hearing. I like Nerdporial have kind of resigned myself to withhold judgment until I actually see it. Parasite Queen, Flagra, Thardus, Omega Pipe, Metroid Prime. Oh, man, that's a great game. I should play that again. Hey, iFury. Thanks for joining. Okay, good. Now I got the power bomb. Now I have to get it. Did I get it, or is it up there? It's up there. Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember this. The screw attack things. That's right, the screw attack is in this game. I remember that there's a area in oh man, I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of it. The fireplace in um, Metroid Prime, the Magmore Caverns, where the whole ceiling, after a certain point, oh my gosh, after a certain point in the game, the whole ceiling in one of the caverns raises up, and there's a big spider ball track like this. So I think, you know, they were kind of relying that you had some experience with the spider ball, so which is good. Thank you, Death Mountain. The more I play this game, the more I'm like, man, this game is very similar in a lot of ways to Twilight Princess. Except there's no fire area, so maybe not. But definitely the dark beasts and the dark world and the Ing design and the Shadow Beast. The dark world trend is a cool trend in video games, and I support it. I don't know if anybody saw my clip on it, but I think it's a cool way for developers to like make the world feel bigger, even though it's not bigger. Oh my god. Okay. It's like it's another optimization trick, you know. It's like we don't have a lot of space. How can we make this small world feel big? Well, let's make a dark world and only have to change some color palettes and make a few more enemies. It works. Man, it is a good thing that the brand I'm trying to build is not quality. I mean, look how awesome I am at this game. I didn't pay attention to the button command, and again, like, I'm not playing on the right controls here, so alright. Visors, morph ball systems, bomb systems, power bomb. The strongest morph ball weapon, press down when in morph ball. Power bombs do not have unlimited ammo. Use them wisely. Oh, that'd be cool, actually, if they did like a... Because Samus doesn't talk. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's down, and then X. Sorry, I was figuring out the controls, okay? Since Samus doesn't talk, if they gave her, like, a journal, like... I got all the way... I've played Resident Evil 8 a few times now, and on my... I think on my third playthrough, I realized that Ethan had a journal that was, like, logging things as you played in a more storytelling fashion, which I thought was kind of cool, but had no idea it was going on. But it would be cool to see some, you know, internal dialogue of Samus. About how she's doesn't know how to interact with her teammates, so she remains quiet. That'd be kind of cool. My favorite enemy. There we go. Okay. You know, the standard shot of the light beam does look a lot like the plasma beam from MP1. It does. I like the rainbowness of it. It's not just a one beam of light. It's... What? Oh, okay. Oh, it's power bomb ammunition. It's not a power-up. Yeah, it's just not like one beam of light. It's like there's like a... You got that rainbow prism look to it. Oh yeah, yeah. Burning the, I, well, also a cool gameplay mechanic. It also looks, from a design point, looks really cool when that happens. You just vaporize everything. That's pretty nice. When you're loading up the game or going into a new area, the game plays a new channel. Oh yeah, Cyberpunk is a cool game. If you like the world aesthetic, they put a lot into that. Well, not at first. They really did a good job of filling it out. That game is also has, like, it's CD Projekt Red. They put a lot of polish into that game, which, you put a lot of polish in, you're gonna create some memorable gaming experiences. Hopefully, that's the idea at least. Okay. I think I gotta turn around and go down there. Now it's time to head back to the fortress. Whee! I will say that the Cyberpunk had this. I mean, the big complaint at first one. I don't know if it's changed because I haven't played it in a few years. But the I remember a big complaint was that a lot of the buildings were there and you could go into the ground floor of them, but they were empty. Yeah, I mean, I heard that the updates they did to the story were really good. It is a kind of depressing game. I mean, you're in a dystopia. So it's much more like what do you call it? It's much more like Blade Runner than anything else. Okay, getting around. I guess I could have just swung across. Alright, I know there's a missile expansion there, but I don't want to take the time to get it right now. We gotta move. I gotta beat this game before Christmas. Jeez, man, that smoke lasts forever. Let's get some more light ammo. Alright, let's see. Let's go up and save and then get out of here. And I'll catch up with the chat. Doop-a-doo. See you later, Neo. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, actually, I have not actually beaten the game as well. I got to the final, like, you go beyond this point and there's no going back. And I was like, okay, well, I want to do some stuff first, and then I never got back to it. which I'm now told that that storyline has been completely revamped, and now if I play it again, it's best to just start over from the beginning. I did see the first couple episodes of Edge Runners. It's an interesting show. It's super depressing, and I heard it doesn't get any better in that department. Like, you don't watch that show to feel good. It's an interesting story, which is fine. It's not a slight against it, but you're not gonna get like a happy ending or anything. That's what I was told, at least. Which is fine. You know, it's not all games should have to give you that bubbly feeling inside, which I think is what, to bring it back to Metroid Prime, that's why people are a little upset with Prime 4, is that it just doesn't feel like a Metroid game, because it's trying to evoke a different look and feel to it that isn't normally there. Which again, doesn't make it a bad game, but it seems like a no-brainer that if you change up a character or a tone or a look or a feel, it's naturally going to rub people the wrong way. And I don't understand why other people can't understand that. Because inevitably you always get those people who are like, this totally does feel like a Metroid, or that they make fun of people for wanting the game to feel the same. And you know, the analogy I use a lot in my own head and sometimes on X is like, imagine if you had this friend and they're not like your best friend, but they're a good friend, and then you wake up one day and you see them and they just look completely different. They're just a completely different person. They sound different. They look different, but they have the same, you know, they might have a different personality, and they keep saying, no, I'm your friend. And you're just like, I don't know if I believe you. And maybe you could like force your brain to view this person as a friend, and maybe over time you'd begin to see them as your friend. But there'd always be that one thing in the back of your brain being like, this is not the friend I know. That's what I'm talking about. That sort of thing happens with IPs and characters that we love. And it happens, I think, naturally, because we love these characters in a parasocial way. It sounds weird, but it is what it is. Like we naturally want characters, especially characters we like, to remain the same. Which is why it's always dangerous when a studio's like, what if we give this character a new edge and a new look and a new this and new that? It can be pulled off. You can do it, but it's always it's an uphill battle. That's what I'm trying to say. For player acceptance. Can I get across here? I think I can. Not my Samus hashtag. They ruined the game on screen, over screen. They ruined the game over screen. Then you find out your friend went to college and it all makes sense. I didn't know it was shooting me back and forth like that. Okay, down and then Y. Ooh, look at that guy. See that? It's just firing a warning shot across his nose. If anybody got that reference, shout it out. Is the game over screen? I'm okay with learning what the game over screen is if other people are, but is it like not as dramatic? Because in Prime 2 it's like it shows like your heart beating and then it stops. And then in Prime 1 I think you hear her scream or whatever, and pretty brutal. Oops. Okay, gonna leave that there. Okay. See, I guess it's not really much of a puzzle if it kind of tells you, like, hey, this is the right spot. I don't know. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. It's definitely easier for sure, and way less frustrating. Okay. That should do it, I guess. What is this? Guess I should have scanned it first. Manipulate this ring to be in sync with the other rings to activate the controls interface, then target the interface. Okay. Sorry. Do I need missiles? Yes. Interesting. Okay. For the death animation for Prime 1. 1, 2 R, 1 R, and 3, but each screen was... Oh, okay. Yeah. Prime 1 seemed to be... 2 was by far the most... Yes, definitely. 3 was a bit of a reduction. Yeah, I guess a death animation screen... You know, it's like, I guess they don't want to make it too dramatic, but at the same time, that kind of... Oh. Okay. Sorry, everyone. There we go. Okay. I mean, I would like a death animation to be just another aspect of, like, game polish. I mean, no one likes to see their favorite characters just get, like, eviscerated in gory fashion. And I think that's kind of the point. And so depending on the type of the game and, you know, the feel of the game, like in a Resident Evil game, you can almost bet that some of the death animations are going to be quite gory because of the feel and type of the game. In a Metroid game, you do have a serious tone to it. So I think it's okay if the death animation is a bit more intense, but not... It wouldn't make sense to have, like, a completely gory and or even like I think Metroid Dread had a good, like, if you got stabbed by the Emmy, like, it was intense, but there wasn't, like, blood or anything like that. But I think it's just one of those things that, you know, it has to fit the game. It can raise the stakes in, like, an emotional sense, because you don't want to see this bad thing happen to your character. So it's, you know, obviously, like a lot of things, it's not going to make or break the game, but it adds to it in minor ways, I think. What did that do? This is the problem. I'm, like, talking and thinking, and then I miss things. And then I'm not the only one who suffers. Everybody else does too. Can I get up there somehow? Or do I have to... Oh, maybe I have to, Nope, not that. Get it around the other side. This one developer I follow, this one indie dev I follow on X, she doesn't have a huge account. Only like 5,000 followers. You know, I only have 2,000. So that's not a slight against her. But she made a comment on... She did a repost on one of the Game Awards trailers. And it was just simply, you know, she doesn't think that gratuitous violence really adds much to a game. And, you know, as I just said, depending on the look and feel of the game and the tone you want to, when you want to give off, I think it absolutely can. But I understand her opinion. There's when things become gratuitous, then they're by nature unnecessary, I think. Unless that's the shtick you're going for. And man, that just blew up on it didn't go super viral, but it went viral enough. You know, 140,000 impressions, and then people telling her she's crazy or wants... And that's another thing I hate, when you voice an opinion, you're like, hey, I don't like this aspect of games. Then there's always people showing up being like, so you're pro censorship, is that right? Is that right? You don't want that stuff in the game. You think we should just force it out of games? And it's like, no, it's not what I'm saying. I have these reasons why I don't like this in games, and here's why. You're free to disagree with me. I'm not saying that they should be censored out of games. Anyway, I thought that was really interesting how people got up in arms over that, about how she said she didn't like gratuitous violence in gaming. Which is, you know, I can understand it. I think that there's a middle ground, like with many things. Okay. I think we did it. Now we have to go back to the light world. Yeah. Thank you, New Game Plus ID. I do feel a little... I thought I'd feel pressured with you around to, you know, play well, but actually it's a nice safety net. Thank you. Feel free. I really don't mind you telling me, hey, you're doing something wrong. I don't mind that at all. So please, I appreciate it. Yes, that is a good point, Eamon. Like if an IP just isn't working with, which Nintendo obviously feels like something isn't working with Metroid. Which is why they handed it off to Retro Studios. They're gonna want to try to change things. And, you know, Metroid Prime, sometimes the changes work. So I'm not saying that change is always bad. I'm just saying it's riskier. Because if they didn't take a risk, we wouldn't have the Prime series, which we all love. So it's definitely worth thinking about. And it's okay to make changes. Just do them well. Especially story changes or lore changes. You need quality writing to make it believable. You can't just make a retcon without any type of effort to make it believable. Okay. We are nearing the end. I have to do some fatherly duties. Breakfast is my job for my little ones. So I'm going to find a save point. But I do want to catch up with the chat a second. So think of Amy Hennig and how the overall quality of Naughty Dog games. Yeah. I forgot an item. Dang it. Alright, I'll have to go back next time. yeah, it's not easy to like to continue the magic, and just because an IP exists and is popular doesn't mean you can just make a new game with the IP and then it'll all of a sudden just be an automatic hit. Like having that old guard there, having people who worked on it and had figured captured that magic is super duper important. You can't just swap out people like they're, you know, just one piece that doesn't matter. Um, for example, see like a million different IPs over the past over the past I feel like decade that have been tried to replicated or uh, changed in some way, or just like, yeah, we can just make another entry and it'll be fine and swap everybody out, but it just doesn't work, you know. Or you have to be careful. You have to. I don't want to use the word honor, but like you have to honor what came before it. You have to take a look at what happened before it. It's like it baffles me how some video game adaptations of movies and shows, you get actors who are like, oh yeah, I'm not even going to play the game, or writers who are like, yeah, I didn't even read the books. It's like that doesn't, you know, you do need to do a little bit of that to figure out what made it good in the first place. Anyway, that rant is over. Yes, somehow Palpatine returned, exactly, and it all comes back to Star Wars, as Tim has said. Yeah, there are some graphical glitches. Like, you'll notice that sometimes when I look up and down real quick, there's some like lining along the middle of the screen. It's just the nature of playing on the Prime hack. All right, guys, that was fun. Eamon, New Game Plus ID, thanks for hanging out. Tim, thanks for hanging out. Also, thanks to Nerdy Neo. That was fun to get your input there. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get some editing in, some clips up before the day starts. So we'll come here, Strider. Come and say hi to the fans. Strider says hi too. Right. All right, guys. Take it easy. Have a good day. I'll be on tomorrow. Oh, wait. Tim says, another thought on why an IP might change its feel. Maybe the devs are bored with it. Oh, that's a good point. I missed that comment. Yeah, as I said, I do. It's going to be hard because I want to play through Prime 3 before getting to Prime 4, so I might just force myself to do it. I'll be late to the party for sure, but, you know, I want to actually be able to say that, hey, this is different from Prime 3, not actually just be like, oh yeah, when I played Prime 3 20 years ago, this is how it is. So anyway, Prime 3 will most likely be next. So even if if I own Prime 4, I'll probably play Prime 3 first. So